Number 10. David Hockney, British painter, 9 July 1937. In this work, Hockney departs from his beloved Los Angeles to capture the duo in Geldzahler's irresistibly Art Deco apartment in New York. The double portraits by Hockney, of which there are 7, all executed between 1968 and 1975, are also noted for their sheer size, each measures an imposing 7 by 10 feet. Sold for $49 million. Number 9. Mark Rothko, American painter, 1903 to 1970. At the beginning of 2019, the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art announced that it would be deaccessioning this Mark Rothko painting. The museum's director, Neil Benizra, explained that the proceeds from its sale would go to broadly diversify SFMOMA's collection, enhance its contemporary holdings, and address art historical gaps in order to continue to push boundaries and embrace fresh ideas. Sold for $50 million. Number 8. Francis Bacon, Irish-born English figurative painter, 1909 to 1992. This piece set the record for works from the series, trumping the previous record of $29.7 million achieved by Untitled Pope, 1954, in 2012. Study for a Head was sold from the collection of Richard E. Lang and Jane Lang Davis, though it was originally bought by Jackson Pollock's biographer Bernard H. Friedman in 1952, the year the piece was created. In 1952 alone, Bacon made 6 portraits, and the other 5 are currently held by Tate Britain and the Yale Center for British Art. Sold for $50 million. Number 7. Ed Ruscha, American artist, 16 December 1937. Hurting the Word Radio Number 2 was positioned to break that record by the auction house, which had heavily marketed the piece by displaying it in its London location during Frieze Week in the British capital. The piece was estimated to sell for a figure between $30 million and $40 million, putting Ruscha's former record at the low end of its estimated worth. Alex Rotter, Christie's chairman of post-war and contemporary art, noted of the piece's sale at a press conference after the auction, "We wanted to prove we could sell a painting over $50 million this season." Sold for $52 million. Number 6. Andy Warhol, American artist, 1928 to 1987. This list wouldn't be complete without a Warhol. The bracketed part of this iconic work's title comes from the name of the Los Angeles gallery that showed Warhol's work, the Ferris Gallery, which shuttered in 1966. He created nearly 24 of these Ferris-type portraits of Elvis, which were shown at the gallery. During its heyday, the West Hollywood space, run by Irving Bloom, presented work by artists such as Ed Moses, Robert Irwin, and Ed Keenhalls at the beginning of their careers. Sold for $53 million. Number 5. Pablo Picasso, Spanish painter, 1881 to 1973. One of art history's greatest dog lovers must certainly be Pablo Picasso. Several of the Cubist's portraits feature sitters who are painted alongside a dog, and this one in particular features Kabul, his Afghan hound, staring out at the viewer with a lovable directness exclusive to man's best friend. Kabul is so attention-grabbing in this painting, it's easy to forget he's standing at attention with the artist's wife, Jacqueline Roque. This is one of 6 portraits that Picasso painted of the duo, highlighting Roque's affection for Kabul, as well as Picasso's love for the both of them together. Sold for $54 million. Number 4. Paul Cezanne, French artist, 1839 to 1906. This piece is also remarkable for its quintessential Cezanne-ness. The fruits he paints are just on the brink of rolling off the table, their implied motion challenging the genre of the still life itself. The artist was known for his protracted, tedious practice, taking his time with each and every paint stroke applied to canvas. He made this work over the course of 3 years. Sold for $59 million. Number 3. Robert Rauschenberg, American painter, 1925 to 2008. The piece collages wholly American iconography, from a bald eagle to the Coca-Cola label to a mid-sentence John F. Kennedy, his pointed finger duplicated. Buffalo 2, 1964, serves as an homage to the hopefulness and patriotism associated with the political arena of the 1960s, and a testament to its chaos and disorder. These images, often appropriated from magazines and newspapers, fight for the viewer's attention through harsh, bright primary colors. The energetic canvas stands at over 8 feet tall, a domineering portrait of a time in the United States that is romanticized as frequently as it is scorned. Sold for $88 million. Number 2. Jeff Koons, American artist. 21 January 1955. Rabbit encompasses the signature flash and playfulness we've come to associate with the controversial neo-pop artist. After the sale, New York Times critic Roberta Smith penned a piece in defense of the much-debated work, headlined, "Stop Hating Jeff Koons." She wrote that, "Rabbit is intractable, a little warrior, yet it also vanishes into its reflections, which are full of us looking at it." Sold for $91 million. Number 1.
Claude Monet, French painter. 1840 to 1926.
This piece from the iconic French painters' Haystacks series set not only the artist's personal record, but also the record for any Impressionist piece ever sold at auction. The piece nearly exactly doubled its flat estimate of $55 million. These numbers reflect a significant shift in the art market over the past 30-odd years. The last time this painting sold at auction was in 1986, for $2.5 million. Guess what? It's $110 million.